Hello, I wanted to make this mini video to be a reminder for us entrepreneurs about how to approach the design thinking process. What I really liked about from Tim Book's design thinking first chapter, and I think it's very important, is how you approach the design thinking when you are considering innovating, and if you have the challenge of creating a solution, a product for customers, a solution that is important for customers, that is viable in terms of business model, and at the same time that you have a sustainable approach and that you can actually implement, right? So these ideas in the beginning of design, Tim Brown's book, I really like the fact that he considered three different criteria that you can use to start your project, and that's viability, practicability, and desirability. Okay, viability refers to the actual business model. The practicability is how you can do it. Is in terms of technology, if you are able to actually deliver that, or if the environment is going to favor your solution in terms of the contributing forces for the future. And the desirability is from the user's perspective. Desirability is something important for people they really want to use. The point that Tim Brown is asking us to consider that is quite important is that you can think like this, maybe like a Venn diagram, and you need to consider this intersection right here. So you need to find harmony in terms of these three different criteria elements, and that's a good way for you to start your design thinking process. Okay, the points that he is making in the beginning of the book, which is very important in my opinion, is calling our attention to potentially understanding how to find harmony among these elements in the wrong way. For example, viability in terms of the business model. We need to watch out to not necessarily lock a certain business model based on, say, the competition, right? Because there is an efficient business model for an existing kind of business. You don't have to necessarily assume that that business model is immutable. So watch out for viability, because considering how you can change the business model for your idea, it's one important thing to do. The other thing is practicability. You should be careful to not, for example, ignore research and development and how innovative ideas can actually have a relationship with the innovation. How new technologies can have a relationship with innovation. So watch out for that, because the risk that we run as entrepreneurs is assuming that we can only deliver our practical solutions, or we can only transform and materialize things that are delivered via incremental work in terms of technology. So Tim Brown is asking us to pay attention to not necessarily force ourselves to deliver technology that is only incremental technology. Okay? It's in a way, it's like the viability case for technology, for how you can make that real. If viability is for a business model, watch out for cloning business models of existing competitors. Watch out for delivering technology like any other team or lab will do, which is incremental development. And in terms of desirability, which is from the user's perspective, watch out for just forcing yourself to deliver what is obvious that people want. And even if that's honorable, for example, the case example from Tim Brown is serving water to people in rural areas or areas of poverty. Serving clean water, it's a kind of an obvious pain that is very honorable. Watch out for that. So you don't really want to be obvious in these areas. That seems to me, in my opinion, is the viewpoint that Tim Brown is asking us to consider as we approach the design thinking process.